I'm gonna say some pretty reckless things in this video. And I'm gonna be as honest as I can because you guys know I love beef and I love the smoke. AKA, I never shied away from saying what's on my mind. But today, Warframe then hit its lowest point in 2 years. Its lowest peak players and its lowest average players. And as always, homies, you guys know we back with the foolishness. Now you guys know what I want. Somebody say lotion, you getting slapped. I'm telling you right now. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, y'all. Okay, boys. Here we go. Is Warframe a good game? Yeah, I think it's a good game. Warframe's a good game. It's a good game. Do they have good devs? The devs are nice. I think they're nice. If you notice, I didn't say that the devs are good. I think some of the devs are good. I think some are, what's the right word? I would say not as good, right? I think some are more dedicated to the game than others. And one thing I will say is it's kind of like the same with the community. It's kind of the same with the partners. Got a lot of partners who just steadily over time just leaving and leaving and leaving and leaving. They're just leaving right now, right? They don't want to partake in what's going on. A lot of the partners are feeling like if they play Warframe, their channel dies. Okay? And I can't blame them for that. The game has no content, but let's actually hit that word right there. Content. We talked about it a lot, but let's change it up a little bit, right? Let's change it up a tad. Content. What is content? Content is basically something that the developers release that you play through. That is new. That is interesting. But how do you make content that is interesting for a player base this large that everybody would like it? You can't. It's impossible. You can't do it. I get that. But there's no effort towards the content. At least make content that sucks. At least make content that's okay. At least make content that's good. The problem is there is none to judge. There's no content to judge. So if you have nothing to judge, you're on a drought. You have the enablers, who are the people that feel like they can't start a sentence about Warframe without saying, hey man, I love Warframe, but what's the problem for you to speak your mind about the game? Okay, so first off, let's talk about these YouTubers for a minute. Give me a little minute on it. We're gonna air some stuff out, right? We're gonna air some stuff out. I really don't like people who are enablers. I really don't like people who go out their way just to white knight things. And it's, you can probably say the same to people who go out their way to hate things. But if I feel like I'm saying something about the game, it should come from a place of honesty. It should come from a place of I'm at least critiquing the good and the bad. Nothing is ever completely just bad. There's no way in life something is just completely bad, right? Now, the thing that I want to say is, for the YouTubers, there's new YouTubers that's talking about, you know, content's here, content is fine, content is great. Stop the lies, fam. Stop the lies. This is the first time since I've ever been in Warframe, and this is just some straight honesty. This is the first time I've ever been in Warframe to where the game community has ever had such a shift. Ever. Warframe has always had like white knights, and the game's always been on a decently good path to where you can never say anything about it without everybody's like, no, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Now it's flipped. Now it's, oh man, yeah, bro, this game needs to do this, or the game needs to do this. It's a lot of critiquing now. It's a lot of critiquing because now a lot of players are actually seeing what's going on. A lot of people who didn't agree with me when I was saying this stuff early on have now gotten to that point to where they're like, yeah, you know what, Rio? I didn't agree with you back then, but I agree with you now because now I see what you're talking about. Okay? Now the YouTubers are like, I see what you're talking about. But the thing that comes along with this, it's a very bittersweet type thing. One, yeah, I was right. Two, I really didn't want to be right because I actually love the game. Okay? Three, feels good too. Feels good. But can I just say this? If you guys love this game, and you guys, you know what I'm saying? If you guys love the game, you gotta be honest, bro. You gotta tell the truth. The dev streams have been whack. They've been atrocious. Pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Even people in the dev stream have saying that, yo, this sucks. Why is this going on? This is so boring. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. There's nothing going on. The YouTube section for Warframe is drained out. The YouTube section for, the Warframe section for Twitch is drained out. When I talk to the partners in person, when I went to TwitchCon, and I'm talking to some of the Warframe people, bro, they hate the game. They hate what's happened to the game that they love. Bro, people are upset. Some of their biggest people have left. And I'm saying this as a person that's like, bruh, stop. Give your advice about this game. Don't let no dumb avocado tell you, well, how can they fix it? They already know. They already know. Stop asking us. All the advice is there. Stop asking us. The people who say, well, you're not giving any feedback. No, you shut up. Everybody's already given feedback. You're just looking for a comment to see a way out. You just don't want to hear anything. You want to make it feel like everybody else is the problem, but the developers and what's going on in the game. You have these really dumb avocados that's saying, well, if you haven't maxed out every single thing in the entire game, there is content there, and you should actually do those things before you complain about the game. Sometimes you just gotta slap somebody. That's just all it is. Dude, I don't know what they're gonna do, but Steve is worried about Destiny. Steve is worried about Destiny. In the last dev stream, Steve was talking about Destiny. He's nervous. He is. You guys see it. He's definitely nervous because Bungie is on the verge of just insane momentum. Insane momentum. And we all know, we talk about competition, that this is what they needed. But Bungie is not playing. Gloves are off. Uppercuts have been thrown. Slaps. Hand rubs. It's all out there right now. That's all I'm saying. And for them, they need to keep up. The thing that goes on right now with this is that I feel like Warframe's development features are lackluster. I feel like the development on how they do things are very poor. I feel like the way on how they go through and just judge their content by thinking it's good enough for their players is pretty bad. Okay? Like when you look at this thing, when you look at these things from a development point of view, from that perspective of a dev, you would know these things. But Warframe doesn't really take, the Warframe devs don't take their community as serious. I've noticed that. I've noticed that they just kind of meme out, live their lives, chill, go do what they want to do. And a lot of people are like, let them be happy. Well, if you're at work, if that's your job, it's kind of like the same thing, right? It's kind of like you have to work. Isn't that crazy that you're a developer and you have to work, but you get a free pass because your community are just avocados and they don't know what they want? It's a little bit crazy, right? Dream job, of course, dream job. But they are a little bit too laid back on how they do their content. Warframe stuff isn't difficult. Listen, once you've been doing something for a long time, creating Warframes easy. Warframe said they had over 100 Warframes already ready. So apparently you creating a new Warframe isn't nothing difficult, right? So when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that's not difficult. You was already cool on that point, right? So when I look at that and I think, okay, so since Warframes are easy for you, boom, you're done. Checkmate. The next thing is Warframe devs they do not do fashion frame. Outside third-person source does fashion frame. They have fashion frame artists, right? So checkmate, they don't do that. So their only job, not only job, their main job, you know, you got hot fixes and other things like that. You have people that's working on that, is to work on the content. Where's the content team? I feel like the content team's always out to lunch, you know? And the things that's cool to them that they feel like their community wants is the memes. Like the little vacuums, the little like guitars, the little things like that is what they focus on. And they just don't drop it and leave it and move on to making content. No, they stay on it, start doing other things, and propel themselves to keep elaborating on that meme and pulling that meme and trying to turn that meme into content. It is not really content. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like the dev team is just such a memey dev team. They're so memey that they focus on the wrong thing other than the things that's like really important towards the community. And you guys see it. It's kind of like, if you don't see it, are you blind? And if you are blind, then I'm sorry, because I love you. Yikes. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at these things and just how they've been moving, I don't like the way they've been moving. Destiny is there as a good on challenge. And if people bring up Destiny, stop comparing them. People are saying it's good for competition. It's kind of like a term of endearment of like saying, yo, these two are gonna like make each other create more content. Not as in like, oh, I'm gonna leave Destiny for Warframe, or I'm leaving Warframe for Destiny. It's not that. It's saying like it's a race, it's a push on content by making these devs want to work harder, okay? Like Destiny's devs, they got Halloween events. Warframe's been releasing the same Halloween events for 4 years. They've been releasing the same Valentine event for 4 years. And you dumb avocados keep playing the same exact heart event over and over and over again. Every single time. They have not changed their events. It's like in queue, just waiting every year. Oh, going live. It's like a streamer going live button. Oop, I pressed the button. It's pretty sad, man. And I kind of want to see the devs do better. I personally, in my heart of hearts, I feel like they need new devs. I feel like the devs needs an update. That's just where I'm at. It needs an update. You need more people on the crew. They got 320 plus people. There's no reason for there to not be at least events going on in the game. Good events. Warframe don't even really make cutscenes, dude. They don't even really make cutscenes. They keep dropping the same little like quests. No cutscenes, just Lotus talking. Dude, if you pay attention to the efforts that they put in the game, it's very lacking on effort. It's lacking. It's like if you guys are a teacher and you grade your students' homework, you can see the lack of effort. They didn't even show their work. How did you come up with this answer? Who knows? You see what I'm saying? So when I look at these things and I pay attention to the things that they do, I'm like, wait, you don't even do cutscenes. You rarely do prime access trailers. You don't even do like important lores throughout the year. You don't drop special lores throughout the year. You don't capitalize on the effects of just how amazing this game is. They're very lackluster on how they do things. They're very stagnant. They're very like stuck in their ways when they need to expand on how they're creating content. Okay, this whole railjack and new system for that, really nobody is excited for it after taking so long on it. That Deviri whatever project, you don't know what that is, so don't tell me about that. Nobody knows what it is. They don't even know what it is. All I know is that it's black and white. You know, they're redoing tile sets. Okay, they're supposed to. It's their job. Like, dude, you guys give such low bar effort for some things. And I like the devs. I like them. I think they're cool. They're Canadian and I love listening to Drake. So it makes sense, right? But if I'm going to be honest, the devs could say the same thing about me. Oh, I like Rio, but I don't like this about Rio. And you guys tend to say the same. So I like some things that they do and I like a lot of things that they don't do. Okay? So that's just kind of where I'm at today. You guys let me hear from you guys in the comment section. Let me hear your thoughts, man. Because they're at their all-time low today of all days in the past 2 years. And currently right now from what I'm seeing is the content that's going to come out in December. Wow, it puts so much pressure on it. The pressure that this puts on the content that's supposed to be released, it's insane. Because that content now went from has to be good to it has to be really good. It has to be to the point to where like, dang, players are not going to leave 1 week after it's come out. Because then it's a flop. It's a flop right after that. So you can't have that. Now it puts more stress on them to be better. Now they got to work even harder when they didn't have to work as hard previously before if they would have just been releasing things in between. And that's just how it is. Okay? So as always, homies, I love you guys. Hope you guys enjoy the videos. It's just the chill vibes. not really too happy with how things are going. Do I feel like they can come out and do great? I feel like when people's backs are against the wall is when they work at their best, okay? Or they're just gonna flop and get beat up into the corner and get knocked out in round 1. That's just where it's at. But I feel like this game's potential is a little bit... Hold up, here's the other thing, right? Let me say this. And can somebody timestamp this? When you look at things like this, Fortnite was not meant to be anything. It was not meant to be anything. It was an accident. Warframe was an accident, right? Fortnite was an accident. Warframe was an accident. Well, the Battle Royale, I'm sorry. The Battle Royale was not meant to pop off like that. It was just a thing that they decided to throw into the game, right? Now, the thing about this is the same as Warframe. But Epic really capitalized on just dropping events, weapons. Fortnite is in Season 10 or Season 11. Might not be doing as good as it's been doing over the other seasons. But the game quadrupled, bippled. The money, the income, everything is insane. Now, you're probably going to say you shouldn't compare somebody like Epic to DE. Well, actually, you can. You can. The reason why you can is because DE is not a small company. They have 320 people. The thing about it is, imagination is kind of like where it's at. Nobody is limited by imagination when Warframe is a game that has limitless possibilities. Okay, some of the things that they've put in Fortnite, nobody would ever thought those things would ever come into that game. And you can't compare Warframe and Fortnite, but I'm comparing the creative ideas from what they're doing. An event, once you think of something at Warframe, you're like, yo, let's do this event. Boom, throw it into the game. Yo, let's think about this. Why don't we do this? Boom, throw it into the game. The problem is that when they think of something, it's not thrown into the game. It just comes up in the dev stream as an idea and lives in the dev stream, lives in the void. And that's the thing that always gets me. No company is limited from ideas. No person in life. It's just based on that fact on if you have that idea and you're like, hey guys, let's work on this. Let's put this into the game. Kind of just like how they got that idea. You guys remember that little water gun event that they had? That was a random sporadic event that they just threw into the game. It all makes sense. So why not come up with ideas to throw into the game to make your fan base have fun? Do you guys rather know content? And stop saying I'd rather know content and just have great content, because they haven't made great content in a very long time. I'd rather have okay content consistently than a good content that lasts a few days. That's just my take on things, okay? Slow money is better than no money. Slow content is better than no content. Remember that at the end of the day. So, love you guys as always. Have a dope day, and I'll catch you guys later on the next video. We've been having fun with it. Hey, make sure you guys are following me on Twitch and Twitter. I love you guys, man. Take care.